Hey, what's going on, Taco Fam? So back here with my buddy Jason. So we're gonna be going over a replay on this video. It was just a little fun deck that I just wanted to play, and I pretty much could show you what it looks like, and you'll see by the surprise here. So I'll start the replay. Hit y'all with a fast forward on this one. So as you see right here, we ended up playing against our deck actually, but I just wanted to get on the ladder and play like a Bistio Sky Sharker deck because I wanted to test it out. Because I love this deck, and I just made him go second just to see what happens. And then that's why you see in the chat I gave him a heart for it. It's like, oh man, I love this deck, and we had a little banter back and forth. But you get to watch what happens during this game. Yep, and I'll go ahead and fast forward it here a little bit for y'all. So he ended on Sanctifier. And just based off like looking at this hand, I'm like, okay, we can break the Sanctifier. But he didn't really end on much, so it's like, what is he really about to do here? So you're gonna see a cool play that I do. So yeah, there was a couple misclicks on that, but basically I have Droplet here. The best thing I could do, or what I was thinking, is like, oh yeah, I could send Ray, of course, but first I'll Droplet him just to negate him and try to deal with him another way, just in case if this back row is not real, then the Ray will go through and I can just try to get the damage in. But as you'll see, actually, it's a real back row. He was like, okay, Sanctifier, and I was like, cool, that's fine. Summon. Obviously, he gives me the rose, which I'm fine with, actually. He goes, Albaz, I'm waiting on him to send for cost. And I'm like, cool. I guess we'll go ahead and just drop it. You just made me do it earlier. I was like, that's fine. Send a monster spell. So just in case if that was like a super poly or something, he couldn't chain it right there. Negate both of those guys. Cool. Then I go attack. And like I thought, it actually was super poly. So it was like, okay, that's fine. I'll just play main phase 2 because he already used a monster effect. I was like, okay, that's some good bait there. Make a Mirror J. The Mirror J's not super scary at the moment. As you can see, what I got engraved, not too much going on, but I still have my engine. So you'll see something crazy in the next play. Obviously, what do you think we're going to get? Engage.
Engage, best card.
Yep.
Card's crazy, man.
Now, pretty much, I'll fast forward here so y'all can see what I pretty much did in order to crack the board. Negate, take the Jade. I could have sent the Jade if I really wanted to, but just linking it off prevents it from, actually nuking. Draw Shark Cannon, which is pretty good, just so I can put it back to try to get a draw with Regain. And then, as y'all saw, the Sanctifier was negated, so just in case you think I can't target it, no, that's what my plans were going to be anyway. If that back row was real, which it was, this was the line of play to go for, so that I could just blow up the Sanctifier or whatever. And worst case, if I really want to take his Sanctifier, I can Shark Cannon take it out to take his guys out of the grave. But it didn't really come up, so. Yep. The field spell pretty much gave us Ray Ray, so we just went with that. Cool. And then pretty much the next line of play is making Shizuku. Yep. Search multi-roll. Search something that just in case happens if he doesn't get engine. And then this is where the Bistio will start cooking even more. And it's pretty much going to be game here. Get Ray, get Kagari. Kagari get engaged back. We go engage after all this. So that's like way later. But yeah, right here is like 7,000 damage anyway. I think I was off by like 100 right here. Yeah, but he scooped anyway because he saw the writing on the wall. So he made me go first. It's like, okay. So I guess we just, once again, going to play Bestial Control. But as you're going to see, this Magma keeps going in this whole match for some reason. But it was actually pretty good. Go ahead and fast forward this. Yep, send some bluffs and stuff. Yep, that was my first priority, is to like clearing my main monster zone. Because I could either, bluff striker cards, kind of make him play a little bit weird. Yeah, the Shark Cannon right here, 8, it was pretty good. And the free draw. So the Bestials just coming in clutch. And of course, I was trying to play around these cards that you see in hand, actually, which is actually funny. Because I was trying to play around the tactic cards and try to hold out in the main phase as much as possible. But as you see, he had thrust, but I'm guessing he didn't have a good target. Or he just didn't want to go for it, or it wasn't worth it. But as you see, we're just playing Bestial Control. I'm still trying to bait out the Grand Guignol, but I don't know why, but he pretty much let me get into the Striker engine here. I was like, that's fine. Anything before damage. He had nothing, so I just got into the engine and just steamrolled. It's like, that's fine. And I kept abusing this Magna with the regain, too. I was like, oh, cool. Brain Diffusion off the top. That's nice. I was like, but we have all these Bestials. It's not like it does too much. I was like, yeah, Shizuku can die. Ray's going to come back. For us for duplication. I understand he searched it just in case if I wanted to randomly pop, but he didn't even set the other card as a bluff, so I was like, what was the point in that?
Bro, the Mag has been pulling so much weight, though.
Yeah, I told you, the Magna was just going crazy this game. And it's just like Bestial Control here. Alright, so let's talk about this. So what I wanted to do was force the Sanctifier or the back row or both. So I went straight to SP. I didn't plan on attacking directly. Because I figured the Sanctifier was going to stay on the field anyway. And I wanted to put my Bestials in the grave to try to, get the duplication off the field anyway. Or make him use it. So I was like, okay, SP, we'll just target it. If he does Sanctifier or something, I'll clear my main monster zone. So that whatever he brings out, I can hit with a Widow Anchor or something. And, of course, forcing him to, get rid of the Macarier that I didn't know about, but force him to try to use a hand interruption if he had it. And it actually kind of worked out. I was like, that's cool. He was like, yeah, nah. I was like, that's cool. Don't know why he made Rebellion here, but I was like, okay. Now you pretty much let me know you don't have anything. It's like, I don't know why you would search a monster against Striker, knowing that we play cards like Widow Anchor. So he was just better off just keeping the Brain Diffusion. So I think that was just a misplay. And I was pretty much like, Access Code could clean him up. I didn't really care what happened to the Access Code. Just wanted to clear the Sanctifier since I didn't have Droplet. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Yeah, still killed the Aluber. Because I didn't plan to go attack directly anyway. Just wanted to clear the Sanctifier. Yep. Let Mirror J clear and all that good stuff. That's cool. And he pretty much scoops here because he sees like I have way too much advantage. And he pretty much got rid of it too. like too late. The Magna was gone out of the game way too late because this game he like carried while I was sitting here trying to get my striker engine. You know. So what do you think about the match?
Uh, Magna abused Bistio control game 2. Game 1, kind of, because all he had was like Sanctifier's superpower, right? Game 1 kind of went
Yeah,
crazy.
he didn't have much.
Yeah, like I feel like it was enough to stop Striker though, but like the
Yeah,
way you played it was really good.
yeah. I mean, because that's what happens when you have experience with branded. I knew what the cards did, so I'm like, okay, let me try to clear his board without losing too many resources, and just to see what he has. Because sometimes ending on Sanctifier is really good. Because how does Striker normally out it? We have to draw droplet or we have to make access code.
Yeah.
So if he couldn't stop me or bait me into making I don't know SP or something or stopping my access code once I get there, how do I clear the sanctifier? I just have to deal with the droplet, or I have to like deal with roads, because roads actually can deal with monsters if they're in the extra monster zone, which he was playing correct and just never put nothing up in the EMZ. So yep, that was just a fun deck, guys. My honest opinion. I just wanted to play a really fun deck and see how it does because I my intention was to play against fire decks just to see what it does, and I just didn't play against it. I played against Branded, which a deck that I'm familiar with. So I'm like, okay, this should be a good replay whether I win or lose. Let's see how the game goes. And the guy didn't play super bad, but there were a couple choices that he could have made that were different from what I've seen. Yeah, with mismanaging certain cards and not thinking like ahead. But he did know about that play where I had the two Bystials in the main monster zone and the SP because he knew he was like, oh man, that's probably a Widow Anchor or something. And then it ended up being Shark Cannon or whatever, whichever one, Widow or Shark, and it still was able to answer a bunch of stuff. And that's what he was afraid of. He was like, oh man, I don't want to stop that. So it was kind of cool. So I guess, guys, y'all could let me know what y'all think about this. It's just a little fun thing to do, but
Yeah.
I'm probably going to keep testing it. Like I said, it may not be the most competitive, but it is at least very fun and it can catch people off guard. All right, so if you like videos like this, leave me a like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.